What is up to the island people? What is up to the squad? Welcome and welcome back, you guys. Today we are checking out top 10 British scientists who changed the world. Now I was curious to find out who they are and what did they do that was so amazing that it changed the world. Recently we reacted to what did the British do? I think so. What did the British do? And I was so amazed by that video because I learned so much new things. I learned about so many cool things, and I definitely want to explore some more. So we are checking out the British scientists who changed the world, top 10. You guys ready? Make sure you like the video if you're feeling the vibes. Comment down below if we should check out more top 10 British scientists or British things like. Let me know. Let me dive into it. Let's go.
Modern life wouldn't be the same without these brilliant minds. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down the top 10 British scientists who changed the world. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we've looked at scientists born in Britain whose work has changed human life forever. Number 10. Peter Higgs. You've probably heard of the Higgs Boson particle and the Large Hadron Collider that was built to observe it. What you might not know is that the man that the actual particle was named after is actually British. Originally from Newcastle, he is one of the 6 physicists that were responsible for suggesting the particle might exist and kick-starting the entire process to prove their theory. In 2012, they finally announced that they had discovered the particle, and the following year, Higgs was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics. Number 9. Alexander Graham Bell. Born in Edinburgh, Bell is not only the founder of American company AT&T, but also the inventor of the telephone. So you can thank this man for your smartphone, even if he might not recognise it as the descendant of his device. Hired by Gardner Hubbard to experiment with ways to send multiple telegraphs along the same line, Bell was also given funding to explore his true passion, the transmission of the human voice. In 1876, from the comfort of his packed office, he demonstrated his invention by making the first phone call.
That's incredible. That is amazing. I think he took the cake there. I don't think in this video there is a better invention than the telephone. Like I was, especially growing up, I was like in awe of how amazing the telephone is. Like we can talk here and somebody in China, like I'm from the Caribbean, right? So I can make a phone call from the Caribbean and somebody in China is going to hear my voice clean as day, like a child growing up. That was so fascinating to me. I was like, how did somebody even sit and think about this and know that that was going to be possible? But there he is. That is brilliance.
Number 8. Dorothy Hodgkin. Known for her work with X-ray crystallography, which is the technique used to determine the structure of crystals, Dorothy Hodgkin worked primarily with biological molecules. She was a pioneering scientist in the field of structural biology, and throughout her life she deciphered the structures of penicillin, vitamin B12, cholesterol, and after 35 years of work, insulin. She was the 3rd woman to receive the Nobel Prize in Chemistry, and to this day is the only British woman to receive the award for one of the sciences. Number 7. Alexander Fleming. We're incredibly lucky that so many scientists have done the work to find cures and ways to keep us healthy. For example, Edward Jenner, who invented the first vaccine. But the one that made our list is Alexander Fleming, who discovered penicillin and paved the way for modern antibiotics. Although he technically discovered it accidentally by having a messy office and leaving out cultures of staphylococci, there's no arguing with the results. In 1945, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine, which he shared with 2 others. Number 6. Francis Crick, James Watson, and Rosalind Franklin. London-born Rosalind Franklin used X-ray crystallography to better understand the molecular structure of DNA. Her pioneering work was then the basis for the work of Watson and Crick. Francis Crick is the British half of this duo, and together with his American partner they discovered the helical structure of DNA. They were jointly awarded a Nobel Prize for their discovery, which also explained how information is transferred inside your DNA. Sadly, since Rosalind Franklin had died in 1958, she could not share the honour. Nonetheless, their discovery added significantly to our understanding of how living things work.
I am also very in awe of people who invent or discover things like molecules and all these things like our DNA, you know, all these things that we really cannot see. Like I am in awe by those who discover new things in biology. That's incredible. That's incredible that you're thinking about things that you can't even really see. Even people who like the antibiotics, the insulin, like who go into the body and find the cures, like people who come up with cures and stuff. Like I think that is amazing. And to know they are British, wow.
Number 5. Alan Turing. Born in London, Turing's work spread across several areas of study, but he is most famous for his work with computer science. He was hugely influential in the development of the study, so much so that he's today remembered as its father. If you don't know him from his groundbreaking work in computers, you might know him for his contribution to the British effort in the Second World War. He worked at the centre of Britain's code-breaking team and was responsible for helping to break the German ciphers, allowing Allies to ultimately defeat the Nazis. Number 4. Tim Berners-Lee. This is the scientist that you're probably going to want to thank the most, because without him, we wouldn't be bringing you this video. Berners-Lee is the inventor of the World Wide Web. It all started with him wanting to find a way to share information between researchers. He built the software to facilitate this, and years later, spotting an opportunity to pair his creation with the internet, the pretty mind-blowing online system that we all know and love today was born. Few technological developments have had such a clear impact on the modern world.
For real, you know, I thought the telephone really want to know, but it just might be the World Wide Web. That was incredible. So it was, I guess, invented to share research and stuff like that. But the web has become like you can get anything out there. You can find anything, look for anything, get anything. Like it has blown up into something big. The internet, it's its own world. Like that guy is amazing.
Number 3. Stephen Hawking. With a long list of books to his name, including children's books, and a film made about his life, Hawking has had such an influence on mankind in modern scientific thinking that he has become a household name around the world. His most notable works are his study of black holes and his work in cosmology, which is concerned with the origins of the universe. All of his amazing essays, ideas and theories were made in spite of his motor neuron disease, which he overcame for decades, completely defying expectations. Hawking will go down in history as one of the greats.
Did Stephen Hawking, did he write books? Did he create movies? I think so, because I love them, if that's him.
Or rather, he already has. Number 2. Isaac Newton. When you think of Newton, you probably think of the famous apple story. Although it's not strictly true, the apple didn't actually hit him on the head. He did claim it inspired his theory of gravitation. Like many on today's list, Newton also worked across several different fields of science, but he was most famous for his theory of gravity and the laws of motion. He's often considered to be the most influential scientist of all time, and wouldn't you know it, he just so happens to have been born in Woolsthorpe, Lincolnshire, England. Number 1. Charles Darwin. Our number 1 spot is reserved for this incredible scientist because not only was his work hugely influential, but he also changed the way we viewed life itself. His theory of evolution completely rewrote history and demonstrated that all life evolves from common ancestors. Previous theories had tried to explain similar concepts, but Darwin's came with such convincing evidence that it was hard to argue against it. Scientists have gone on to gather even more evidence since then, and the fundamental concepts continue to hold up. Darwin's work ultimately changed the face of biology and our very understanding of nature. Do you agree with our picks? Check out
Wow, top 10 British scientists who changed the world. As I say, I learn things every day. I did not know that the British were responsible for my telephone that I love so much and the internet that I cannot seem to do without. Yeah, so that's definitely amazing. I love Stephen Hawking, by the way. Guys, that was so exceptional. Every time I react to these types of videos, like I learn so many new things, and with all these people, like we wouldn't have what we have today. So I'm definitely grateful for the people who stopped create inventions to make life easier, a little bit easier for us. That was incredible. Guys, make sure you like the video, feel the vibe, and you want more of these types of videos on the island. Bye.